Quick episode recap. 10 years ago, two boys were summoned to another world by the humans of Destinia. They are proudly welcomed by the king and his people, who declare them as God-sent heroes who will save their nation. However, one of the boys strongly argues against it, stating he never agreed to become a hero. Nor does he have any idea of what's going on. Angry that they would dump their own problems on them, he demands an explanation. When the king asks for his name, he introduces himself as Setsu. Later, he is seen practicing hard on the field by himself. The other boy wonders how Setsu can remain so calm after everything that happened, but he states that knowing monsters and demon lords exist, they have no choice but to become stronger. But the other boy doesn't want to fight in a war and is too afraid to do anything. However, complaining doesn't change their situation, and despite how unfair it is for them, doing nothing will not solve the issue. Seeing the boy's despair, Setsu encourages him. Since they're in the same boat, they should do their best to survive together. He's positive things will work out eventually. Calling the boy Toma, Setsu wishes for them to stop the war together. Toma is pessimistic, feeling there's nothing they can do to stop the ongoing war, especially given how weak he is in comparison to him. But they are the chosen heroes, so how would they know what's possible before they even try? Setsu states that they are like brothers from the same hometown, so they should support each other to survive, so he will protect Toma. With the promise made between them, it's another brofist moment. Eventually, Setsu decided to leave, wanting to see the world as part of his journey to stop the ongoing war. Toma promises that he'll get strong enough to help end the war, and they promise to meet on the field after becoming real heroes. He greets the waiting party, and they leave to begin their long journey for peace. Time passes, and Toma is recognized by the king for his valor and accomplishments in battle, earning the title of knight, and is now known as the Silver Hero. He has now garnered a following of soldiers who are optimistic about his future, and Toma feels he's now one step closer to their promise. His followers are willing to sacrifice themselves for his dream, and he happily leads them into the war. A battle breaks out at a temple, and the human soldiers work to break down the entry into it. They charge in, and Toma orders them to show no mercy to the enemy, as he ruthlessly slaughters the demons. He reaches an altar where a headless statue holding a necklace is enshrined. Demons that seem to be priests shout their surrender and beg to be spared, but Toma happily denies their pleas, stating the war needs to end. One of his guards informs him the temple has been cleared out, so Toma prepares to reorganize and head back out. As he walks away, however, a voice suddenly calls out to him, and the necklace on the statue glows with an ominous purple aura. It states that it can see inside his heart, but Toma brushes it off and prepares to leave. However, it promises to grant his deepest desires, and give him the power and destiny to do so. Remembering how Setsu left him behind, Toma begins to hesitate, and the allure from the necklace can no longer be resisted, as he reaches out to grab it. The fighting continues, and eventually even his closest aides seem to have fallen, leaving him to wander the battlefield alone. A messenger arrives with urgent news from the royal capital announcing a truce that was declared for the sake of peace. All forces are to immediately cease hostilities. The leaders of the other forces will be passing through this area soon, so Toma and his soldiers are ordered to protect their safety. A carriage appears at this moment, but he immediately recognizes one of the magic signatures. Looking inside, he sees Setsu among the group as they head to the capital, but Toma is confused by why Setsu is there. Desu and Regulus join the human king in signing a peace treaty, and Blaine unveils the monument that memorializes everyone's hope for everlasting peace. As Setsu's achievement is celebrated, Toma stares at him in a daze. The capital has a festival to commemorate the end of the war, and Toma comes over to talk with Setsu. He praises him for being able to end the war, but Setsu denies it, saying he just went to places and did as he pleased. Toma feels he could never do the same, but Setsu encourages him, stating he's an important person now as well. Their talk is interrupted by Elka, who tells him to hurry over to celebrate with them, and he prepares to head over. But Toma calls him back, telling him that he's also achieved a lot during his time, and eventually found a way to achieve his wish. With the war now over, he wonders if Setsu would head back to Earth together with him, having found a way to return. Setsu questions why he should go back. With the war now over, he wants to travel the world and see what it has to offer and live a leisurely rest of his life. This frustrates Toma, as he doesn't seem to understand him, nor does he see his perspective. Setsu wishes him good luck for when he returns and walks away, but Toma doesn't want to be left alone again. Recalling the promise they made to stick together, the gem gives a baleful glow. Corrupted by it, Toma declares that he will kill all living things that get in between them, wanting Setsu to return back to the way he was. His initial promise to protect Toma became a twisted desire by Toma to monopolize Setsu for himself. He attacks Setsu, who barely manages to block the sudden attack. Toma states that Setsu's companions have tricked him and such people are unnecessary. The world only needs him and Setsu. This is what led to the final clash between them that eventually sent Setsu back to Earth. His party finds the aftermath of the battle, but neither of the participants were found. Back in the temple, the wounded Toma wonders what to do, telling the gem that none of his wishes came true. He feels tired, and reflects that he's alone to the end, but the jewel suddenly emits a glow and shows him a vision. Somewhere, a secret society is conducting experiments on their imprisoned test subjects, inflicting countless painful and deadly measures on them. The subjects can only despair as they are experimented on, feeling that there is no place for them to live in the world. Realizing that there are others like him, Toma sets out to save them. The building where the cult is located starts to rumble, and it begins to crumble everywhere. Realizing that they are under attack, the society quickly flees, leaving only the test subjects behind. The building is eventually destroyed, but somehow the subjects remain safe as Toma happily greets them, telling them that they are now free. He asks them to join him in destroying the world. They are similar to one another, all people rejected by the world and left to fend for themselves. And so began their own journey to vent their hatred. This is what led up to the most recent event where Toma greets Setsu, wanting to win him over to his side this time. He and his team want to become gods, and watch the world burn as it wages a pointless war.